a spiritual deep dive again today, earlier than normal. I thought I'd go on. So here we are. Welcome. I'm glad that you guys are with me. And please know that I welcome any interactions that are on topic with what I'm talking about today. So, again, it's a spiritual deep dive. And before we start, I like to start with a hue chant. So, the word hue is the highest vibrational word that you can utter on this plane of existence, okay? It means love, simply love. It means love or God. Some people don't like the word God. It, maybe has a negative connotation due to their upbringing or maybe even a past life. You could have been tortured in the name of God. So it's very understandable that you might not vibe with that. But the word hue is love. So I'm going to start by doing 5 hues. You can join in with me if you wish before I get into these readings from amazing masters such as Harold Klemp and as well as Paul Twitchell. So I ask for the current Living Act Master, Sri Doug Kunin, to join us here on this channel now and to sing the beautiful word hue, opening our heart. I like to open it like a rose. Some people use the imagery of an eye dilating, pupil opening. So use whatever works for you if you wish. Hue. Hue. May the blessings be. So today I'm going to start with a random quote of the day. I just put up a different quote about the 5 passions you can check out in my uplifting quotes playlist. I have like 10 playlists at least, I think. But this one is randomly picked, and here it is. During your physical waking life, you're not even aware most of the time because so many things are going on. Problems catch you up in the moment so that you don't really have time to think about what it all means to you spiritually. What does this experience mean? How does it fit in? And that is, again, Harold Klemp. So it's an excellent question and point that it's really important to set aside time daily to contemplate on your day. At the end of the night, I like to listen to a lot of Stoic philosophers, and a lot of those Stoic philosophers would also say, and some of them were actually masters in their time, but some of them will point out that it's really important to go through the list of what you did and accomplished in the day. It's kind of important, like who else is going to give you a pat on your own back, right? So it's a way to show yourself what you've accomplished and also to look if there's an issue that came up so you can address it. So it's really important because, like this quote said, we're in the midst of dealing with issues that arise during a day, and we don't really have time to ask ourselves, is there a pattern? This issue seems to keep coming up. Is there something I can do differently? Do I need to adjust my frequency? Why am I attracting such things in? So that's a great thing to ask yourself. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, welcome. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying earlier, I'm going to do some readings, but if anyone has any questions or comments related to the topic at hand, it's more than welcome and grateful for it, okay? So we've been discussing, and also thank you for liking and subscribing. It really helps get this out to other people. I hate to even say it, but it's the truth. Okay, so we've been looking at spiritual exercises that are under the healing and protection genre. So today we're going to do like number 28 in this wonderful book by Harold Klemp again, The Spiritual Exercises of Eck, Your Doorway to Wisdom, Freedom, and Love. And it's number 28, and it's a technique for protection. And it's really important that we do spiritually protect ourselves as well as physically, but spiritually, you can protect yourself. Okay. So it is techniques for protection. How to survive a psychic attack. One may take several approaches, okay? And psychic attacks occur, and it doesn't have to be as blatant as someone having a voodoo doll, okay? It can literally be someone sending you bad energy by thinking negative thoughts about you. Since we're all connected, and some of us are very empathic and open, we can feel it more so, okay? So, how do you protect yourself? Number one, you make a conscious closing of the emotional door against the intruder. Any photos, yes, as well as memorabilia of a disruptive personality must be put out of the house. If there is someone, and it's a really good point, who you once knew and were close with, that is very negative or just currently in a very low vibration, personally, they are, and you feel that they are sending you psychic attacks, you need to go through your entire home, especially if they ever lived with you, and cleanse every single thing out of it. Literally, every single thing needs to be taken out of your home that has anything to do with that person. Certainly pictures, etc. Number two, the constant chanting of the word Hue, the highest vibrational word on the planet. It is so charged. It is from the 10th dimensional plane of existence, also known as heaven. You can call it what you will, everyone has a different name. And if you sing that or your own personal word that you are given during your initiations, if you are in Eckankar, which is a secret, private word that is specifically given to you for the unlocking of your own consciousness, because we can visit the causal plane of existence where the Akashic records are stored, as can the Ek masters very readily, as well as the Ek Vidya, and see what word resonates with the vibration of each person, of each soul or snowflake. Okay. So singing the word hue, however, is a go-to for anyone, whether you're an Eckankar or not. It simply means love, okay, which is another word for God, source, all that is. So you're basically singing love. And people and beings, because there's not just people, there are beings from other realms, okay, dimensions as well as planets that are of a lower vibration, they cannot abide in the same space. It's not funny. I don't know why I laugh, but it is kind of funny because like if you have love, they just don't like it. So it's a really smart thing to sing the word hue, okay? And you're welcome. My pleasure, Habitual 3. Welcome back again. I see your name. That's great. So yeah, singing hue. It is the master protection word accessible on this plane of existence on the planet. And if you do it with an open heart, some people I know like to pretend their heart is opening like an eye, dilating open. I think others do different things. Like it depends on what you resonate with. I like to pretend a rose is opening in my heart chakra area. Sometimes I do other things, but the point is think of someone you really love so much and then sing hue. That's like putting kindling in a fire or the opposite, you know what I'm saying? Starting a fire. It's just like, poocha! That opens up the heart chakra so much and will help you. Hue, the hue man, hue more. Ha, that's pretty cool. When I heard that one, I was like, oh my gosh, Hugh Moore. It's true. Humor, Hugh Moore. Hugh, Hugh Man. Love this path. Okay. Eckankar.org if you want more information. ECKANKAR.org. Also, the current Living Eckmaster has his own channel at SRI Doug Kunin, Kunin, official channel. Okay. Number 3, technique for protection under a psychic attack. Well, here it is. It's not, for people to be weak and be just turning the other cheek. So here's number 3, an actual fight on the inner planes whereby the trespasser is driven off by martial arts or some weapon at hand. Now, I remember way back when reading or learning about a sword technique where you just pretend there's a sword constantly circling you and you don't need to be in charge of it. You let it go and it basically does the work for you perpetually. So you can set up your own personal perpetual sword. Yes. Okay. Number 4. And this is so interesting, but it's so true. Getting plenty of rest each night. When we're depleted and we haven't had the soul travel out of our body at night to go to the higher realms and recharge there, that's why, people don't behave as well or act as well or are crabby or grouchy when they don't get enough sleep because they need, and we all need, to leave our bodies every night. We do. We soul travel to different planes of existence, and we need to get that recharge from the higher dimensions, like straight up right in there. Okay. So it's very important to get lots of sleep. And I want to answer something about, you just said astral projection. Yes, but there's something that's astral projection is a very small part of it. So there's the physical plane of existence. Then there's the astral, which is the seat of emotions. If you want to get there, the key is the word kala. It'll get you there. The next is the causal plane, where the Akashic records are. And that's Mane. That's where you can see your past lives. Mane. And that's the third dimensional plane of existence, all still in the lower worlds where there's dichotomy, not the higher heavens. The fourth one is the mental realm, and that is the mind realm, and the etheric is kind of smushed together with it, which is subconscious. These are all below it is not Kabbalah, this is Eckankar, Eckankar, the most ancient path on the planet, literally has been hidden for many centuries, sometimes open. It depends on the rulers of the day. It's where the mystery schools were created from. So anyway, you stay in the astral. If you want to go to the astral, that's just the seat of emotions, but you can go higher to the causal, look at your past life records. Then there's the mental and etheric. And then the fifth dimension and above is the love worlds and above. But if you're in the first through the fourth, then you're dealing with dichotomy. So the dichotomy of the mountains and valleys, dark and light, etc. So it's not pure love worlds. This is where we get our lessons. Okay. So continuing, yeah, it is. It's awesome. Trust me. I was in 5 different religions searching for these answers, and finally, I got them, and I have no doubt about it. Because once you start to have experiences in each plane of existence, you understand. But if you think there's only an astral realm right above you, then you limit yourself. So expanding your mind consciousness to understand that there are more planes of existence. There's actually a God Worlds chart online somewhere, but definitely check out ECKANKAR.org, because I'm pretty sure they have the God Worlds chart listed, but I just basically showed it to you. The fifth, and there's sounds associated with each plane of existence too. Fascinating. Okay. So the old law of protection is this. Old law, meaning very old, ancient, okay? Nothing can hurt us unless we ourselves allow it. People under psychic attack must make a decision whether to follow the Lord of Light and Sound or the Lord of Darkness. Hesitation creates a split current of energy within one. I've had reports of people who suffered heart attacks because they let their emotions pull them in two different directions at the same time. Forgo the worship of Moloch, the worship of personality. The price is too dear. Ooh, so I'm feeling like I want to do another spiritual exercise on healing and protection right now. I normally only do one in these deep dives, but I feel called to do the next one. So it's number 29. It's called Declaration. And again, the spiritual exercises of Harold Klemp. And he has a gazillion videos on YouTube. Just look up Harold, Harold Klemp, Klemp. He is the 973rd living Ek Master. And now we have Sri Doug Kunin, Kunin, who is the current living Ek Master, who can help you in the inner to navigate it, not to be worshipped, but he absolutely holds the power right now. All right. You will find this declaration useful as a protection. I declare myself a vehicle for the Sugmad. Huh. Okay, that is another word for love, God, source, all that is. So you're declaring yourself a vehicle. Wait for a brief moment while you feel the stream of Sugmad enter your being. It is a certain distinctive force. I declare myself a vehicle for the Sugmad and the Ek. And then wait a moment until this flow of Ek fills soul. You'll feel an entirely different current come through. It's true. I declare myself a vehicle for the Sugma, the Ek, and the Mahanta. That's the current living Ek Master. Again, still another energy comes through. This one happy and light, like a little lamb dancing along on musical feet. That's a cute image. This is the consciousness that can help you relate to people in an everyday way, a connection to the high principles of Ek and the Sugmad, God, source, love, all that is. Then go forth to meet your day with confidence because the Mahanta is always with you. That's your inner guidance is always with you. So true. So yeah, if you do open yourself to that energy at the beginning of the day, and then you go forward, I think what it's saying is that is not only a gift you're offering to be of service, but you're actually receiving protection too. So I hadn't actually read that one before. So it's nice to know because that is something I do every day. And I thought it was more of a like, how can I be useful? But actually it's protecting me. Who knew? Okay. So I love this path. This is the coolest path ever. Don't get me started. This is why I made this channel. Like, honestly, you guys, I love Eckankar. Okay, so I'm geeking out, sorry. Okay, I'm going to now go to, my other fave. Mayberry's 2 Laws is going to be today, okay? So this is the Spiritual Laws of Life, Harold Klemp. Now, the spiritual laws of life are clearly something that we need to know. It's the only laws that we need for eternity. In your physical fleshy clay temple right now, you need to know the laws, of course, of the country that you inhabit because you have to follow that country's laws if you choose to abide there. You might not agree with them and you can do what you want to try to change laws, but if you live there, it's spiritual law. You have to follow that country's laws. I mean, obviously, if it's horrible and you just get out or something, right? Okay, but I don't want to go off on a tangent. Okay, so the spiritual laws are eternal laws. This is what I'm trying to say here, bottom line. The spiritual laws are eternal laws that we always need to know and always need to follow. And thank you for your likes. I see that. I appreciate you guys. Again, thanks for being here. All right, so let's get to this. So Mayberry's 2 Laws. Mayberry's 2 Laws. These 2 laws were originally presented by economist and political analyst Richard Mayberry. Do all you have agreed to do. Okay, this is not the first time I've said this on this channel, you guys. This is so important. Do everything you say you're going to do. Like if you tell someone you're going to do something, do you understand that you're creating really bad karma if you flake out, don't show up really late? I mean, like you don't know what people are going through to make it on time, right? Do all you have agreed to do. If you make a business deal, do all you have agreed to do. If you think you're cutting corners and getting away with something, you don't get away with anything. In fact, ever, okay? So everything we do, even think, is cataloged. So you really can't get away with it. So it might not hit you now, but it will come back later. Number 2, Richard Mayberry, do not encroach on other persons or their property. My space is my space. Your space is your space. You have to ask. I even teach my kids, ask for a hug. You don't just assume someone wants to hug you, ask. You have to respect that everyone is an autonomous human or not human who has different past experiences and who might not be comfortable. There's a lot of sensory sensitive people too on this planet. You see, you have to realize that, like following the law is so important. Like, don't walk on someone's property. Don't, take people's things. It seems like common sense. Yeah. These laws provide a useful code of conduct for ethical living, telling right from wrong in this world of cause and effect. Okay, so it's like being a stellar person, seriously meaning what you say, doing what you say you're going to do. It's such a simple thing to don't say you're going to do it if you're not going to do it, you know? Richard Mayberry, author of Whatever Happened to Justice, has searched the world over for basic laws, the laws that ethical people of all religions and philosophies can agree to and support are only 2 in number. How sad is that? Wow. These laws already given in other Eck writings and talks are so important for your unfoldment, but they bear repeating. Can you imagine? Ethical people of all religions and philosophies can only agree on 2 things. That's sad. But at least there's 2. Learn each word by heart, because knowing and using these 2 laws as a guiding principle in your daily life will avoid a lot of extra unnecessary karma, which is something we want to avoid. And the funny thing, it is simple. You're right. These are simple, simple, simple laws. But how many people do them? How many people do you know that don't follow them? Okay. Now, these are only Mayberry's 2 laws. This book has dozens of spiritual laws, and I have done many videos on the spiritual laws of life. So you can look in my spiritual law / exercises. I've got over 100, I think 150, I'm guessing approximately, videos in that section, at least maybe. And basically, there's the law of love, the law of karma, the law of reversed effort. There's so many laws of life. So this is just Mayberry's 2 laws. So yes, there's dozens, dozens, dozens. And so if you go to the live ones too, I'm doing more of the laws of life in there. So there's that. So learning each word by heart will help you avoid, extra karma. These 2 laws belong to the social order. However, used in company with the Eck writings and the spiritual exercises, you will see yourself grow in confidence, strength, and self-direction. Why are you going to grow in confidence? Why? Because you know you're not a liar. Who can live with themselves that lie? I mean, think about it. And if you've ever been in a relationship with a liar, then you know that there's no peace. They bring chaos to people, okay? And they can't be happy people because they have to think about every lie they said and keep it up, That's a horrible way to live. That's their own self-torture, and they don't even know it. It's very sad, actually. I've mentioned Richard Mayberry's Whatever Happened to Justice. This book is for your own spiritual unfoldment. Okay, so Harold Klemp never, well, not never, he rarely would mention different books. I mean, it happens once in a while over his 44 years as the living Eck master. And one of them I love was Journey of Souls. And that's by Dr. Michael Newton, PhD. It basically explains what happens in between lifetimes. Very fascinating. I listened to that one several times on YouTube for free too, by the way, you guys. That's a cool book. Um, okay, but he's now mentioning Whatever Happened to Justice, so that might be worth the read as well. This book is for your own spiritual unfoldment to help you gain an insight into how the spiritual laws of Eck work out here in everyday life. Okay, So a lot of these other spiritual laws are very much esoteric laws that, hello, welcome, esoteric laws that work on a vibrationally energized way. Whereas this is one you can actually, put practical application into. In terms of society, the two laws outlined highlight the best of all religious and moral laws. Upon their return, society enters a new level of enlightenment. Justice comes forth to unseat many of the misguided laws. They're as close as a whole society can get to the law of divine love. That is so good, that one. You guys check out. I think I've done the spiritual law of love a couple of times. It's very dense, actually. You would think it's very simple. It's very simple, but it's also dense. So yeah, that's a good one to check out. Working with these two laws will help you understand how to live the law of cause and effect in your daily life. If you ever have questions, go to the inner. What does that mean? Go to the inner. The inner is that quiet voice, that quiet place. You can, if you contemplate and meditate and chant the hue enough, sing the word hue, which just means love. I do it 20 minutes a day with the powder blue and gold hue chant on YouTube from, I think it's it's definitely Eckankar. So if you click on that and listen to thousands of people singing hue with their hearts opened, if you do that every day for 20 minutes, I promise you will absolutely evolve. There's no way you can't, because you're basically aligning with the 10th dimension, which is pure love. There's no dichotomy. It's pure love. We're in the worlds of dichotomy, learning lessons in the physical, but that is a pure love vibration that you're bringing to your physical form. So ask the inner part of you, the Mahanta, or if you speak to someone else, that's fine, your inner guide. I understand the law, but in this situation, am I doing it right? Oh, how I love self-accountability, because guess what? We have no control over anyone else ever. The only person we have control over is ourselves. And sometimes that means backing away from people who have no personal control, right? We can't change others. I can do these videos, and if someone watches, great. I'm learning more. I know this stuff, but I learn more when I read it or teach it, okay? So if someone picks something up from it, great. If not, great. It's their eternal journey, right? We all have an eternal journey. But I like the self-accountability of am I doing this right? So asking yourself, checking in on yourself. It's so easy to point fingers at other people like, oh, he lied about everything. Okay, yeah. But did you accept his lies after you knew he lied 10 times? Okay, then that's on you, right? So it's all about personal accountability. What am I doing? How can I change the way I'm behaving in this situation, whatever the situation is that you're dealing with? How can I be better? I am a master in training. I am an angel in training. If I'm an angel or an Ek master in training, what's my next step? If you really want mastership, you have to be dead penny honest. There's no room for breaking Mayberry's two laws. Do what you say you're going to do, okay? That is like so obvious. And don't encroach on other people or their property. And that can also mean unsolicited advice or unsolicited prayer for someone. What? People go, what? But that's prayer. That's so good. Okay, is it though? Maybe you have a soul contract to experience something difficult because in the past, other lifetimes you acted a certain way. So you know that something's coming up that you've agreed to. Okay. So if you're dealing with it, people need to ask you if you want prayers. Otherwise, you're encroaching on their spiritual space. It's actually a violation of spiritual law. Even the masters and angels, they can't come to you uninvited. They can't help you uninvited. Though I take that back on some level, because there was once, and I've told this story before, that happened to me in New York City. I was walking And God knew I needed an Eck master. I was so upset and angry. He had to talk me down. But then I was calm for like a week. I'm telling you, if you're in the presence of these masters or angels ever, it will change you forever. Like there's such a love, and it raises your vibration. But again, self-accountability. I'm going off track. Sorry. I give you this information for spiritual reasons so you can know how to guide your spiritual life when I'm not there standing next to you saying, this is right action, this is wrong action. Okay. Whew, that was a lot. I would like to move on to the beautiful Eckopedia. Now, if you are interested in learning about anything, esoteric or otherwise, the law of reciprocity, what was life like in Atlantis, what happens during your second initiation in Eckankar, who are the five spiritual leaders of modern day Eckankar. I mean, there's so many things you can learn in this book. So I invite you to give me a page number, meaning just throw out a number in this chat, the live chat below. Oh, and here's the God Worlds chart. You want to screenshot that? That's one side of it. And then here's the other side. Okay? So let's see. I'm going to turn to a page and okay, here we go. Mane, often chanted, is Mane, a spiritually charged word attuned to the causal plane, the third plane. You can chant Mane in contemplation to visit golden wisdom temples, meet Eck masters, and have other experiences on this plane. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Well, thank you. I'm so glad it was. Any numbers? Before I get to chapter 5 of Stranger by the River, we left off there. And then I'll close out with a huge chant. Pardon me. So another one. And by the way, you guys can get these at eckankar.org, all these books. There's a humongous bookstore. You can buy anything. Okay. So Stranger by the River. I'm just going to say this. This book in the Shariat Ki Sugmad, which is the Way of the Eternal, it's like the book, okay? The Shariat Ki Sugmad. But that and Stranger by the River, pardon me, in every book I've ever read here pretty much, okay? But you read them and then they change. You get an understanding, and then the next time you read them, your understanding has broadened, so it's even deeper. Okay, so we were talking about Paul Twitchell, the modern day founder of Eckankar, because Eckankar has been around since the very beginning. I mean, this is how man was taught how to actually plow fields, okay? It didn't just happen. There were Eck masters that showed up and were like helping them, okay? So Paul Twitchell, he was looking for wisdom and for his, soul journey to make sense. And he met with Ribazar Tar's past Tibetan Eck master. And we are in chapter 5. He's by the river, and water has always been a big symbol in Eckankar. There is the ocean of love and mercy. It is the highway home to the higher worlds. So I'm going to read chapter 5. And now in the other lives, I have other chapters. Okay. You guys, I said I was going to read chapter 5 and now my throat chakra is closing up. So I think that's my sign that I'm supposed to end this video with a huge chant instead. I apologize, truly. I said I was going to do it. And now I'm showing you that I'm breaking Mayberry's law, but it's not because I wanted to. I'm just coughing too much. So I'm going to do a quick Hue chant. When that happens, it's time to stop. That's my sign. Okay, so we're going to do Hue. 5 Hues. Thanks for flipping tracks with me. So opening heart in love. Thanks for being here, for your likes, subscribes, and let's sing the Hugh chant, raise our vibrations together. And then I'll end it. I'll say, may the blessings be something you can receive if you wish. It's like I'm asking the current living Act Master to sing through me, to open my heart with his guides and help, guidance and help and love. And here we go. May the blessings be. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks again for joining me here. See you in the next video.